All right, welcome back to episode 058 of the OK Podcast, powered by the Strenko. I'm your host, Grant Broggi. And for a long time, we've said we are joined here tonight with, but we've gotten better after 58 episodes. So why don't we just go ahead and do a roll call? Can I get a roll call before we start the rock?
Okay, yeah, we're going to go around the room here. I know we got some folks dialed in from the outstations. So if you're on the line or in the room, go ahead, Roger up. Okay, S1, are you here?
Nothing to pass for the group.
Oh, okay, just check in whether you're here or not. We'll get to that.
I thought this was the brief.
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Nothing to brief anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, thanks for showing up. S2, got anybody from the 2? Are you dialed in from the skiff? S2.
Yeah, this is the S2 Alpha Zulu. The lieutenant is at combat camera right now, laminating maps. He said he has nothing for the group.
Okay, excellent. Okay, good. So you're telling me the laminator in the 2 shop is still broken?
Yes, sir. I think Gunny put a service request in before he checked out last year, but it still doesn't work.
Okay, yeah. Going on 6 years, that thing's been broken. From my lieutenant time at the battalion, it was broken, and it still is. Okay. Moving on. Okay, ops were here. Copso, Fopso, Zulu, Alpha. Okay, we got all our reps here. Moving on to the 4 shop.
Is the 4 here?
Does anyone see the 4?
Hey, 4, are you here?
Are you dialed in?
4, are you? 4. Let me see. I got like 19 people on Teams and 6
radio
people
check.
calling.
Radio check.
Hey, are any of the outline stations on here? Anybody on an outline station? Can you give me a radio check? Yeah, Scotty. This is Scotty. This is Gunny Mac. I'm on the line. Okay, Gunny Mac. Do you know where the 4 is? Yeah, Captain Gottlich had an MRI 3 days ago, and he hasn't made it back from it yet.
Okay. Well, we had a lot of RFIs for the 4. Okay, we'll go ahead and just capture those.
It's trash chicks. You just push without the 4. Okay, I'll cover anything about the trash that needs to be covered.
Copy. We'll push. Okay. 6. Camo. Radio check.
I see what you did there, sir. Yeah, comms should be good. I don't have anything for the group, but are you just doing roll call?
Just getting roll call.
Yeah, we're here. We're here.
Making sure you got a pulse. All right.
Yeah,
okay. Go. Okay. Got you, Lima Charlie. Then Lima Charlie. Okay. Moving on. Medical. We got any of our medical reps here?
Yeah, this is Chief. We're here. But we have to go early because I have Chiefs training on the other side of base, and it's every week at the same time as this Cub. It actually starts 15 minutes after, so I can't stay to brief medical. But I'll have HM 1903 Reichendaler here, and I gotta. Actually, I need to go to my Chiefs thing right now. It's a Chief thing. You guys wouldn't get it, but
wouldn't understand,
sir. Everything's good. Medical's fine.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Career planner. You here? We got career planner.
I think he's out with the local recruiting station. We're not sure why, but he's not here. Last I saw him, he was in Civies, and that's been every day this week. But yeah, he said call him if you need anything.
Okay, noted. Roger. Okay, Chaps, you here?
Amen. Should I start us in a little word of prayer real quick? Hey, everybody go ahead and bow your heads. Dear great God in the sky above us all and bigger than any of us could be ever. let your light shine down on these victorious war fighters as they prepare to rage in the battle and face their foes. May they be strong and mighty and equipped. And Lord, we pray for the M777 Alpha 2 howitzers, which we know are your very fingertips. Bless these war fighters as they go into battle. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Hey, this trash six, you know we're not going to war, right?
We're just worried about the trash.
We're just worried about the trash. And as per usual, we've I wouldn't call it a waste, but we've had a nice 7-minute intro. And all that to say, the 4 is not here. We do not have Robert Gottlich III tonight. I got to do a little mic adjustment. I'm just going to do it on the fly. Hang on.
Adjust that mic. Okay, look, yeah, good. Looks like you're in the Wes now of the microphone. You're just gonna be able to engage that zone.
Big Wes guy. But yeah, episode 058, the OK Podcast. We're glad you're here. Price of Bitcoin is $97,523.02. A little drop this week. Not to be alarmed. We're still up 3x since we started the podcast, so we can't really afford not to stop doing the podcast. Mr. Gottlich is out. He may have a new human being in his house, so we've heard. Funny how that happens. Just pops right out of the woman, and there you go. And so father of 3 daughters under year 1. So we're thinking about starting a GoFundMe or some kind of charity event. Maybe for the shrink appointments he's going to have. I told him, just call the chaps. Like, you don't need therapy. Just listen to the OK Podcast on Fridays and call the chaps and you'll be just fine. But Trey's gone. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Today's date is Thursday, February the 6th in the year of our Lord 2025 as we record this. Coming to you live. Really, it'll probably air Saturday. Another Saturday surprise from 29 Palms, California. Mr. Jeff Buege by way of Salt Lake City. Not really, but kind of. It's the only city that you would know if you've never been there. Utah, what's the weather like out there?
Unseasonably warm. It's been 50s and 60s is the highs. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
What's it like in the old?
What do you call that terrain? Like I'm currently in the high desert. Are you like in the?
Oh, we are also
lakes.
High desert.
You're high desert.
We are. Oh yeah.
There's something about the high desert that's just like superior to the low desert.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know what it is, but like when you leave, let's say you're coming out of like TA Prospect and you look down, you hit Main Side and you look out across the golf course and you see that mountain range of the Mojave and the clouds are beneath the mountain range. You know what I'm talking about? You ever had that? You're looking over Lake Bandini and the clouds are lower. I mean, I guess in Utah, you guys just call that Monday, but
exactly.
It is kind of crazy because you'll look and you're like, whoa, is it snowing? And you're like, oh, those are the clouds because I'm in the high desert.
That's the high desert.
Some people don't like 29 Palms. Personally, I feel like it's the next closest thing to heaven on earth, really.
Wow. Better or worse than the low country? So if you had to rank low country versus high desert, which one are you choosing?
Like to live?
And I'm talking the high desert of 29 Palms, aka 29 stumps.
So do the meth heads come with the high desert, or are we just talking topography?
You can do what you want with the meth heads. You can bring them to the low country if you want. You can keep them in the high desert. The choice is yours in that regard.
Well, I grew up in the low country, so I am partial. But the humidity and the sand gnats are tough. And then you have the high desert, which is just, it has a mind of its own. Like the heat is unbelievable. And somehow it's also so cold. It's like its own hemisphere. I feel like the merge between those two glorious places is the upstate of South Carolina.
Back to the upstate.
Back to the upstate.
All comes back to the upstate.
Yeah. No, the weather here's been a little bit crazy. Not crazy, but we had some really cold weather. And then I think today the high was like 78. But it's still, like 32 at night. And so it's those high desert temperature swings keeps you on your toes. And I get it. I know why the Marine Corps chose this. Like, don't get complacent, not even with the weather. Don't even get complacent with the weather. And I respect that. I was in a briefing. A lot of people have mentioned they like our briefings at the middle of the show. I was in a briefing, shocking, recently, and there was a 2-shop rep, and it was like a Lance Corporal type, and it was female Lance Corporal type, and she's totally got thrown in there, and the weather slide came up, and she's like, "This is the weather. You can see the temperature ranges on the top, and then on the bottom is the illumination. And so when the number gets higher, it means
bless your heart,
you're going to be able to see more at night when the goes up." And I'm just like, this is incredible. This is real life. I gave her a couple good dudes and was like, "Don't worry, that's actually a compliment." But anyway, yeah. What do we got on the agenda?
Well, let's see here. Let's kick it off. Just want to hear storage on the 96 Chevy is a topic you put in there.
Oh, yeah. You want to go into some truck talk? The truck.
Okay. Yeah. That ties into truck. I like truck talk.
Yeah. Okay. Before we get into trash talk. No, truck talk is my buddy's out here with his unit, and the, more for res or tax dollars at work. Couldn't get our rental cars in time, so we ended up getting them. This is my buddy. It's not me. I wouldn't talk about my own situation.
Of course.
And so I was glad I had my 96 Chevy out here. My 96 Chevy, if you haven't seen it, let's just say it's a little faded. It's been around. It's not its first rodeo. And so it's kind of become an icon out here, which I think we talked about on the show before. But anyway, the other day I was driving it somewhere, and it started smoking. And I'm like, oh no, like the head gasket's like popped, or like something bad happened. So I stop, and I had a couple Marines with me, and I pop the hood, and I see that the tranny fluid is like popped, like the dipstick. It's like those like suction cup dipsticks that you push down and then like bend over. And so, you're riding out to Camp Wilson. It's a bumpy road. You go by the 100 series ranges, and that thing popped open. And so tranny fluid was just like bouncing out and hitting the engine and smoking, much to my delight, right? Because I'm like, oh, this is fantastic.
Easy fix.
Like nothing's going to be wrong. Yeah. And so I go to the right side of the engine, and there's like this big plastic piece. I mean, it wasn't a surprise to me. It was a surprise that the Marines were there, and it says storage. And I open it, and I have like a can of Seafoam, like over a half a can of 5W30 oil. I have a funnel. I have brake fluid. I have power steering fluid. I have like rags. I have the size wrench that can like open and they're like, "Do you just ride around like under your hood with like everything you need to fix your truck?" Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And like, I didn't invent this. Like, don't give Grant any of this, but there's just like a storage box like under your hood. And I didn't have tranny fluid. So I had to go out and buy that, which was fine. Like, I didn't lose that much. I saw it right away. But I just thought it was funny because like now you open the hoods and you're like, I don't even know how to point to the alternator.
Unrecognizable.
And yeah. And that truck, it's like, I got a whole toolbox in here. So yeah, that was that. And then truck talk. Did I talk to you guys about truck talk?
I don't think so. No. What's truck talk?
So my buddy's XO, he thinks he's a pretty good guy, rides in the truck a lot. And especially in the early days, now he has a rental, and everyone prefers mine to like the 2,500 Dodge Rams that they got us. Like, your truck's better. I'm like, I know. And anyway, as I drive around base, like if I see a like square body, like just an older truck where like the person's intentionally driving that's like the answer.
Yeah.
I would just throw him a wave, and he was like, "What's that?" I was like, "Oh, just a little truck talk." He's like, "Truck talk? What is truck talk?" I'm like, well, it's just like you see a guy, he's got like a 84 F-150, and that guy like owns that truck for a reason. Like, he could drive a million other things, but he's driving that, and you just like toss him a wave. Oh, yeah. And then like a brand new Tundra will come by. He's like, "Truck." I'm like, he doesn't really rate truck talk. It's like way different. Like, he's a different guy. He has a lot of money, or he really loves debt. And like, that's not like the same thing. And so then it's been like this thing when we ride around. He's like, "Oh, you want to talk to that guy?" I was like, "Oh, so there's this white There's a white F250 Power Stroke, probably like 86, 4-door long bed dually.
Ooh.
And it is like perfect condition. And it's parked outside the Com Chiefs course. And I like every time I pass that I'm going to go meet that Marine. It could be a civilian. It could be like a retired Seawell 5 too. Like, I don't know.
I could see that.
I'm going to meet the owner of that truck before I leave the high desert.
You think that's like is that a master sergeant? Is that if you had to guess what rank?
Well, what he needs to be is a guest on the podcast. That's for
100%.
Yeah. So am I guessing rank or am I guessing what if I think he's a civilian? Do I have to guess what he retired as?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Either active or retired. What do you think?
Yeah.
Their rank was?
I think it's like a white guy from like Virginia.
Okay. Yep. I can picture this.
And I'm going to say he's a gunny or a master sergeant.
Okay.
But I kind of want to go Seawo.
It's like in pristine condition.
It's like, it's immaculate. Like the rims match the windows. It's not too blacked out. Like it's pristine condition. The tires are always shiny. At the same time, you can tell it's been used. Like what I mean by that, it's not beat up at all, but like it's not like I don't drive this truck.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll try and snap a photo tomorrow and put it up on the stories. But
love it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a gunny or a master sergeant.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, little truck talk, little truck stories, little truck talk. Hey, sometimes we talk trucks, sometimes we talk trash. Did have a thought today as I was reading my urine hydration chart.
Thank goodness.
And for those that you don't know, every time you take a leak in the Marine Corps, if you're sitting down, you get a war update. You get a threat update in China, Iran, whatever country. It may be from 2021. It may be from 2017. But if you sit down to poop, you are getting a threat update from the enemy. But if you're peeing, you're just learning a whole, like one, you're getting told where to put your trash, like, which is nice, or where not to put your trash, where to not to dump your chia seeds.
Exactly.
But you're also getting taught about the kidney and liver function and explaining how much water you should drink per hour based off the temperature outside, based off what your stream looks like. And remember, don't look at your urine in the bowl. Look at the stream coming from the eggplant.
That's right.
And then I was going somewhere with this. And I was reading all the signs. I'm just like laughing. I can't help myself. And like, if like a lieutenant comes in, I'm like, I'll point out a sign and they're like, huh, sir? I'm like, no, just appreciate these signs. Like one day, like you won't have signs in your life and you'll miss it.
Get it.
And anyway, I just thought, I'm going to put up a BW tax sign. And it's just going to say like, I don't know, never too late to do your taxes. I'll have to spell something wrong for it to be like a good sign. Great guy, better at taxes, BW tax. And I'm just going to hang it and it will be there for probably the next 28 years.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Easily.
So,
oh my gosh.
BWTaxLLC.com. That was my way of segueing to that's who's keeping the lights on.
Indeed.
Still paying the rent. We appreciate him. It is tax season. He did share he shared me he shared with me. I mean, he gets these all the time, like all hourly. He shared with me
millions of listeners.
Little email. I'll keep the HIPAA violations out. So it's screenshotted. I actually can't see the name. I can just see the last sentence and thanks, comma. It says, P.S. I'm a listener of the OK podcast. After 50 plus episodes, they've finally convinced me to reach out. Thanks. And then that's all I saw. So anyway, you guys think these sponsors are fake? They're not fake. They're real. They're real people. And that's what we love about them.
Love it. Love it. Love a good testimonial.
What else we got?
Kind of going off sign topic, but so I had drill weekend this past weekend.
Okay, tell me more. Was it a shoot?
It was like rifle range for half the battery, and then other half of the battery was going through list for, I can't remember what it stands for. It's like force readiness, something FRAP inspection, where they're basically
the FRAP,
make sure that we as reservists can know how to run through like an activation and mobilize. So
okay, everything dang getting ahead of those freaking dang physical year training requirements by getting on that rifle range in February. I'd say that's pretty good to go.
So
overall, readiness, assessment, and
assistance.
Force. Well, I think the and is the second. And assistance. So it's technically FRAP. Force readiness, assessment, and assistance program, FRAP. Anyway, go ahead. Tell us more.
But the biggest disappointment of the weekend, like the inspection, rifle range all went well. We're going out to shoot in March, so we were prepping for that. But not a lot of good signs around the 514 CP. Pretty disappointed. There's a couple like in the urinals. There's like some information cards on a couple different like types of howitzer, like older ones, like the
198. I remember when the 198s were on Flores, honestly.
And like the 10 like the ceremonial one that we still use.
The 105s, yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of good signage.
So I do kind of know part of that.
Ooh, a little inside
back
baseball.
when I was a boot captain and didn't appreciate all that was offered to me in the Marine Corps, I would like police old signs. And this is back to my trash roots. I'm always a trash guy, but I would pull a lot of signs down that were like weathered looking.
I like that.
So wait, do you still have the gear hooches there at Seal Beach, like on the right side, like when you come in the November Battery office?
Like the gear cages,
the gear lockers. Yeah. There used to be a lot of signs on those, like don't leave food in your locker. Are they still trying to catch mice and rats in there?
Oh yeah. Still definitely a problem. Yeah. First drill showed up.
That was a lot of fun. I used to always love
assault pack that was eaten through, and it's like, oh, I guess I left an MRE in there. Like, they gotta find it.
That chunky peanut butter. Am I right?
Hell yeah, brother. What else did I say about drill weekend?
Did you eat any good chow in the area?
Not really, because I was all over the place. So I like got in later on Thursday evening, and then we had to show up super early the next morning, and then basically was in meetings all day, and then drove down to Camp Pendleton to the rifle range just to see how that was going. So I had I think an MRE or something like that, and then woke up
Which
early.
one did you have?
Oh gosh. Chili Mac. That's one of my.
Oh, okay. So you had a case A.
Case A, indeed.
Yeah.
And then the chow wasn't because there's not a lot of good chow access on base. There's just the PX, which was closed on the weekend.
The worst.
Even though we had, I don't know. So it was but it was good. It was good.
So you were on Pendleton
for a little bit, and then drove back up to Seal Beach.
Oh, the 7-day store was closed on Seal Beach?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a failure of your I&I. Not to call anyone out. Your buddy's I&I. So, by the way, did you see he bought a pan?
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. Anyway, cast iron pans, you should totally buy it if you don't know one.
They're great.
But no, so I learned while I was there, not me, I'll just say my buddy or my buddy's buddy, because I don't want to sound like my credit, but like as someone that likes operating businesses, I went to the 7-day store manager and I was like, hey, so sometimes you're closed on the weekend and there's 400 people here for 72 hours that can't leave with no option of anything else except for you to be open. And so I used to give them the drill schedule and they would open up every drill weekend.
Okay. That's good to know.
So good to know. You got to keep the Marines with their cigarettes and their Zins and their white monsters.
Yeah, because someone had said if you call them and let them know that it's a drill weekend, they'll stay open.
Yeah.
And I just, I assumed, and I was like, oh, everybody's here this weekend. Someone will call and
Yeah.
it'll be open, but no one did. So sounds like from now on, taking matters into my own hands.
Hey, 7-day stores aren't what they used to be, are they? When I was growing up, 7-day stores were even harder, you know?
I don't know. What
That's a segue topic of, and this is every unit. It's not my buddy's unit. It's every single unit. Is you can never do any type of training or like deployment. I guess maybe like Chris Kyle or like folks like that get the out to this, but like without someone being like, well, I've done this training before because I'm older than you, and it was harder. And it goes to every single thing.
Time.
It's like I shot iron sights and it was harder. The old pistol range was harder. Like when I did it one time, the elements were worse. Oh, you think this is bad? I once did an ITX where the ground was this much, to the point that we did a gas chamber, CS gas. And like for those that are listening that don't know, like the Marines that listen that will laugh. And by the way, there's been like an outpouring of Marines lately messaging us. And I say an outpouring, I mean like over a dozen being like, hey, I like the podcast, and our Army brethren, and our Natty Guard brethren. Yeah. Hua hua. And our Navy people. Booyah, Senior Chief. So we appreciate that. We like that. We like that you're listening. And
troops.
Yeah, we do support for the troops. If you're not watching on YouTube, we just saluted. But anyway, the gas chamber is not a haze fest. In boot camp, yeah. Or like, the officer routing, they do like mess with you because they want you to suffer. But after that, you do it annually. And it's literally for you to have confidence that if you get gas, that your mask works. So you get classes on, the updates in CBRN and what China's up to and all that kind of stuff. And then like how to fit your mask because you haven't worn it since last year, and all the different mop stages. And then you go like 10 to 15 people at a time, depending on the size of the chamber. They pop a bunch of CS gas, which is basically just like tiny glass particles everywhere. And it will mess you up. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's nothing, but you go in with your mask on. And so like if you just shave, like if you do a morning chamber, like your neck will immediately start to hurt. I was raw dogging it. Like there was no mop suits. This was like mask only and frog suits. So you do start to feel stuff. But then you go in there and like you shake your head around, you do some jumping jacks, you like do a filter swap with your buddy. Like you do all these things. And then there's one moment where all 15 people are in there and like you take your fingers and you push it through the seal and you put your fingers to touch like the plastic front. So you're breaking the seal. So like CS gas comes pouring in. So you take a big breath of air, close your eyes, touch the front. And then like, that's where they haze you a little bit. And I say haze very loosely, but they make sure that everyone is touching it. Yeah. And then they're like, don your mask. So you pull your fingers out, you grab the front, you blow all the air out, which gets all the gas out. You open your eyes and you breathe. If you didn't get it all, you blow it again. Anyway. My point is this is a long point, is like, if it's a correctly administered range, like there's nothing like that could be really harder about it. Yeah. I guess you could crack more capsules, but it's the Marine Corps. So we're out of money. So it's like, it's not going to be that many capsules, but even coming out of that, there were stories about, oh man, last time I did a gas mask chamber, they had us. And I'm like, no, it was no harder. It's a gas mask chamber. Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
Oh man.
But it's always like that.
It's always harder. Always more difficult.
Always harder. The last deployment was always tougher than the current.
It rained every day.
Oh, every day. Yep. Yeah. The last field op was way worse. It was a Mud X.
Mud X. It's my favorite.
What else we got?
This will be a quick segue, kind of ties back to drill weekend, but this, so for the most part, fly in out of like John Wayne Airport in Orange County, but this time just with like flight schedules, I had to go to LAX, and just the airport itself was fine, but just like looking around at like and this is, maybe me dogging on LA, which whatever.
I love it. Say more.
But like just looking around and I'm like, none of these people look useful. Like none of these people could change a tire. Like if you're like, oh man, I broke down on the side of the road, can you help me change a flat? Like to be all just like, they just stare at you with a blank look. You just be like, what?
You know why we feel that way?
Huh?
'Cause we're from the south.
But I was also thinking, like, I don't get that same sense when I like would fly into, say, like John Wayne or whatever. I mean, I guess, I don't know. They're just, it seemed like it was a different group of folks, different population. Like, people just seemed like LA people out of LAX, which I guess makes sense. But I was just like,
people,
this is different.
Yeah, people like to rag on the state of California and whatever. I lost a business to California, so I like to rag on it too. I also found a wife, so there's a lot of good things out of California.
Hey.
But you know, it is true. It's like LA, San Francisco, and I think San Diego's mostly pretty good, but they do have like the whole tent city problems and stuff. But it's like the rest of that state is completely different.
So different.
And don't get me wrong, there's hipster pockets. Like, go to Joshua Tree and you feel like we're in the desert, and I don't feel like you contribute anything to society.
Yeah.
Like there's some pockets, but for the most part, like it's just like it's byproducts of the gold rush, you know, and like former Mexico. But yeah, no, LA's I've always disliked going to LA. The only thing that LA has going for it, and this is my opinion, if you don't like it, then okay. Listen to another podcast, but is the food. And I'm not talking, so they do have like a foodie scene, like the hipster foodie scene where they're like, we're going to make this experience and you're going to eat this. And that is good food. It's super expensive, but it's good food. I just mean like, if you know some people that have lived in LA and you're like, I want really good, like Indian food, which I don't know who would ever say that. But if they did, there's like super authentic, like there's a little Italy, there's a little India, there's a little Mexico. Like they don't call them these things, but I just mean you can go and find like some good food. But yeah, outside of that, it's terrible. Was your flight delayed?
No,
So it's better than DFW, is what you're saying.
That's true.
This ain't Texas.
But on both flights, so going out there and then coming back, like I'm like, you know, like I feel like I check my seat number like 17 times between getting on like the jetway to like actually entering the plane, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to the wrong seat. Like, let me check this like 1,000 times, and then both times I like get there and I'm like, check it like 4 more times, and I'm like, oh, there's somebody in the seat. So I'm like, hey, I think I'm in 14F. And like, they go, huh? And like, take off their headphones. They're like, what? And they're like, pull out their ticket. Oh, I thought this was row. I'm in 16A. And it's like, how did you mess that up? And then same thing on the flight leaving was like, the person was just like way off. And I'm like, oh, this is definitely a LA person that's just like not aware of anything. It's just like, yeah, you have to get up. That's my seat.
If you live in LA and you listen to this podcast, we understand it's a big city. You're the minority. You're normal.
Yeah.
We're not saying that all of you should be nuked. We're just saying we don't know why you live there. And that's all there is to that.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And it's LA proper too. It's like you get out in like Glendale or Monrovia or like some of the stuff and it gets better. Yeah. it's something. I also pity you that you had to fly out of LA when you're at Seal Beach and you got John Wayne and Long Beach right there. Oof, sad.
There was nothing like later on Sunday to support, because I was like, we're going to get out later than we're supposed to. I know it.
Yeah. No, you'll be done. Drill goes from 08 to 1600.
Always.
Everybody knows that.
Always.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Everyone treats it like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, sounds like a good drill weekend. I feel like your readiness and assessment and analysis and analytics program did a good job.
We did great. Oh yeah. We're so ready to frap.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do we want to talk a little sports talk here? The only thing we got in there is the Luka trade.
Baby, the greatest of all time.
Dude. And I was like, oh, that's fitting. I feel like he was a topic of discussion early on in the podcast.
Yeah.
Was Luka.
Can you tell me that? I mean, I know he's on the Lakers, and I know that he's awesome. I'm a fan. Yep. I just love seeing a fat white guy run the league, which I think he does. I don't know like the details of the deal.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What was it? I must have been.
I just saw the memes populate like
Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
Is when it went down.
I actually had to Google
the world
it
by surprise. Like everyone.
When you put it as a topic, I had to Google it because I didn't know yet.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, it was perfect because my first thing was like, "Wow, they traded Luka. That's the dumbest thing ever." And then my second thought was, "I hope he wears his hat in L.A. and every time someone says to him, like at a Lakers game, nice cowboy hat, he goes, in Texas, we just call those hats."
And they go,
yeah, except he would be like, in Texas, they call them hats. Yeah, what's the deal? How many millions?
I don't know what the money side was, but Lakers moved Anthony Davis and a first and like one pick.
Wow.
And so it was just like, who approved this trade? I feel like it was like an accidental, like, I don't know if they have like some sort of trade portal thing that like, oh, it was just in draft status, but it actually got like put into actual status and then hit like send and somebody accidentally, I don't know. It just seems like a bad trade for Dallas. I don't get it. But
yeah, it's a weird one. Bad for Dallas, great for the Lakers. I haven't even had a chance to talk to my wife about it, and I want to. Big Lakers fan. I'm excited to see his success. You know, I hate that it's with LeBron, but it'd be great if he went and just, I'm a big Luka fan. Is he fat right now?
He's not looking skinny.
I mean, he's just a starting strength guy. That's all it is.
Yeah.
He's a starting strength. Instead of squatting 500, he just like hits threes.
Speaking of GoMad, our illustrious producer PJ posted a weight update. He is just
what's he at?
1 or 2 glasses of Fairlife shy of 191.
I mean,
so he's getting there. I feel like he was like 180s.
I would put money that he will never get there. Well, I don't think he'll get. What is he, like 26? No, he's like 30 actually.
Yeah, I think so.
He's 30. Maybe he will never get there. I was gonna say he'd get there in his mid 30s, but yeah, I think he's 30 now that I think about it. So I just think if he was gonna have done it, he would do it. Yeah. Hopefully he gets mad. Hopefully he gets mad when he listens to this and just put milks across the screen and like does like a little thing of like a photo of him at his skinniest and then like blowing up and being fat. Yeah, PJ, we're rooting for you, bud. 58. It's taken 58 weeks. In 58 weeks, we've been talking about this and you haven't done it. So I'd say the odds are low.
Hey,
190 though. That's pretty good.
Getting there. You got to be too something to do something. As they say.
Too something to do something. That's good. I do like, not me, my buddy. So one of my buddy's favorite things, some people might call it bullying, but it's really not because he engages people, but just like at random times and then like just ask them questions. Oh, actually, let me tell you the story first. And I'll get back to my buddy and the GoMad deal. I'm in the chow hall. And my favorite thing is to go to the comm school chow hall. So the comm school chow hall, it's called the Littleton, PFC Littleton chow hall. He died in World War I or II. I was reading his plaque today, which none of the Marines knew that the chow hall even had a name. But anyway, and so the McTissa comm school is like the chow hall is like in the center of that area. Okay. And so you have, Marines that graduate boot camp and then go to comm school. Oh, and so they're like, do they go to MCT? God. They must go to MCT.
Yeah.
So they're like, so they've been a Marine like what, 22 weeks or something, or
Something
less.
Like that, yeah.
And so like, it's not even like all
Oh my
PFCs.
God.
There's like privates. And I like this chow hall, one, because I love the interactions I have in there. But two, it's closer. And so I love to go to the chow hall, and I'm never mean because like, I don't want to be mean, but it's just like you get out of the vehicle and there's like Marine, like they're still walking really fast. Like everyone's wearing a backpack or day pack. And like, they're all leaving with like, the to-go boxes, and like it's all PFCs and Lance Corporals and privates. And like occasionally you see some. So like when a major rolls up,
Oh my
like
God.
they mean the best, right? Like they're not being belligerent. You just have to realize like earlier this year or like within the past 6 months, this guy was like living in his mom's house and now he's a Marine, and they see the rank and it's just like paralysis. It's like if someone saw a ghost or like a demon came into your bedroom, like their eyes get big. I've had Marines just drop their plates of chow, and I've done nothing yet. I haven't even like engaged, or they just like, they'll be walking like so fast, swinging their arms, and they'll just stop and they just look, and I'll just be like, "Hey, PFC Biggie, how you doing?" Sir? I'm like, "Hey, you're good. You're good, devil. Like, you're good. You're good. What do we do? Good afternoon, sir." You're halfway there, right? So you got a box of chow in your right hand. Do you have another hand? Yes, sir. Okay. Take the chow, put it in your left hand. Aye, sir. Now what do you do? And then it's like the most like broken, like messed up salute. And so I'm always like grabbing the hand and like fixing it. Then I'm like, "Good afternoon, Marine," or "Good morning, Marine," or, whatever. And I'm like, hey, PFC ASCII, you're good, brother. Like you're good. But like when you see shiny, that's what you do. And if you see a bunch of black, if you don't know the rank, just give them the greeting of the day. And they're like, "Thank you, sir." Anyway, so like, I love going to the chow. So I'm in the chow hall today, and the line is so long, timed it wrong, like right as McTissa classes let out. And there's like little signs. Of course there's signs, like all through like the airplane rope style, maze of whatever. And it's like, if you're here, you're 5 minutes from getting your chow.
Oh
Estimated wait time from here is 10 minutes. So I'm like, estimated wait time 22 minutes, but I'm like sandwiched in by like nothing but privates and PFCs. And it's so funny because like I'm standing there on the line, and there's a like Marine, and he's like staring at me, like I'm going this way, he's going that way.
Yeah.
And he's like staring at me, and I'm like, "Hey, private, when are you going to be a PFC?" Because most of them should be real close to be a PFC.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I was promoted 3 days ago, sir." And I'm like, "Well, where's your PFC rank?" He's like, "Well, no, he's like, just an MOL." And I'm like, "Oh, when are you going to get like promoted? He's like, "Today." I was like, "What time?" He's like, "I have no idea, sir." And then like the next Marine, and like, so I'm just like running for mayor in there, just like talking to all of them.
This. I can picture it.
I eat. And of course, like I get the pot roast, and I get like the smallest piece ever. And like, I get mashed potatoes, and then I get the other side of the line. There's hash brown casserole. I'm like, "Can I get mashed potatoes?" Like 1 starch. I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So then I eat like, I eat like this morsel of food. And I'm like, "Now I'm gonna have to go back to the line." So I go back to the line, and like there's a corporal that happens to be in line. He goes, "Where are you from, sir?" And I go, "I'm from South Carolina. Where are you from?" He's like, "Texas." I was like, "Why'd you ask me?" He goes, "I just been watching you in this line, and you seem like you got some of that Southern hospitality." And I said, "We're from the South."
I like that.
It was pretty funny. Yeah, chow hall.
Dude, I can just picture that scene.
Just ham and egging it in there, just
like,
loving every second.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Oh no, I was gonna say the go mad thing. I always like lower a shoulder and like hit Marines, and like they go stumbling back. I'm like, "You need to hit the weights." Like, "Sir, I'm not as big as you." I'm like, "I know. Now I'm dead." And I'll just like lay down on the ground, and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Pick me up," and they just like struggle to pick my carcass up. It's really funny. Yeah. I'm like, I'm definitely the most professional field grade walking around base right now.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah. Anyhow, what else we got on the agenda besides Luka Doncic and me being fat and making people carry us?
Bowling alleys. You've been hitting the bowling alley on the old 2-9er?
Is there a bowling? Have you been to a base bowling alley?
I've been to one on Pendleton.
Okay.
I don't think I ever went
I
to
don't
the
think
one.
I've been to one on Pendleton. Where's the one on Pendleton?
Over by the Base Theater.
Oh, yeah. I've parked in
old
that
main
parking
side.
lot. I've parked in that parking lot, but I've never gone. Is that a pretty good one?
I'd say it was okay.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. You know, it was just kind of standard bowling alley. I don't feel like it was particularly memorable.
So I actually think that's what makes them memorable is like they're all the same.
That's
So
true.
well, I mean, you're from Marietta. Is there like an old school bowling? Like, I'm not talking like tavern bowl where they serve pizza and there's like funky lights. Like, is there just like an old school bowling alley where like all the layouts are exactly the same?
Yeah.
There's like four arcade games on the right. There's like a counter back. There's like a crummy pizza, like Hunt's Brother in the back right corner.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. God, what's the name of it? I remember it was over near Sprayberry High School. I can't remember the name of it.
Probably said bowling on the building, and the building was like concrete and had like weird like jet outs and cutaway. On 29 Palms, there's not a lot of places to eat. The Staff and O Club is closed because they can't find workers, which sounds crazy to me.
What?
Staff and O Club is closed. And if there was one base that should have the best restaurants, it should be it. So you have like the 100%. Chow Hall, which is not up to snuff. I guess Trey's not here, but shout out Old Battalion Steel Rain 5 because he used to make us rate those chow halls. And I used to think it was so stupid, but it made an impact because like the chow is not. I put in like 6 any mouse suggestions. Every time I see the manager, I'm like, hey, like cottage cheese, come on, help a brother out. Like it's not clean, like whatever. So there's not a lot of place to eat. And then like in your room, you have like a mini fridge, a hot plate, and a microwave. It's like there's not a lot of options. No. And so the bowling alley is like the only thing that's open at night. And like I've gone in there so many times when we're not in the field that now I'm just like, hey, I want 3 burger patties. And there's like a woman, she's like Filipino. She's been there like 15 years. She has a rice cooker in the back. So now she just cooks up like rice, like not on the menu, like just like for me. And then like I buy 3 burger patties and we're making it work. But no, I just love like a good old traditional bowling alley. You know, it's like crummy pizza, French fries, burgers, and like a chicken sandwich and like 2 crummy beers on tap and like bottles of water because they don't trust to like give you tap water. It's just hilarious. Anyhow, what else we got on the slide deck, if anything?
Let's see. It's Groundhog Day the other day.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that. We missed that in homeschool education.
Oh, let me tell you. Real big, important holiday. I don't even know what the result was of it. I just know it was Groundhog Day. So I was, wondering what.
Is that today?
2 other. I think it was 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a big Groundhog Day guy. And so I think it's a hilarious thing that like we get hyped up about it as a country. February 2nd was Groundhog Day, so
you're not a Groundhog Day guy.
You know, I don't really understand.
Says a guy who's been in the Marine Corps for 15 years shooting artillery. Yeah. You know me, I'm not really a Groundhog Day guy.
Not a big Groundhog Day man.
I do love a good Marine Corps brief, though.
God, it really is all the same stuff.
Yeah, especially the trash talk.
Especially the trash. But okay, so you're not a big Groundhog guy.
Yeah, does that mean like Ash Wednesday is soon?
I think
Are they related?
So. I don't know. I don't think so. One's about a groundhog seeing a shadow or not.
And the other one's about absolving your sins. So
so I don't know. Maybe the groundhog emerging from his hole is like a Christ illusion to him coming out of the tomb. I don't know.
In 29 Palms, we just call that a coyote.
Okay.
Let's see. Super Bowl Sunday. So have you looked up like who's doing the halftime?
Kendrick Lamar, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh no, that's Tyler, the Creator.
Lamar, I think
Is it
that's
Kendrick
his
Lamar?
name.
What was his thing? It was like stand up or sit down.
Oh yeah. Be humble. Sit down.
Sit down. Be humble.
I'm gonna-
Vows to keep his passion for storytelling at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Wow. He's always had a passion for storytelling.
That's what he's always said. He's actually never stopped saying it.
I'm glad he's vowed to remain.
Being in the now and being just locked into how I feel and the energy I have now. That's the LA energy for me. So kind of the opposite of what you think of LA. He's 37 and he still feels like he's elevating. I'm still on a journey.
Wow.
Not like us. They not like us. What? Yeah, I like some Kendrick Lamar rap.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he's really good.
Here we go. Look at this. He supports the truth. Oh, not him. Troops. Someone else. Who else is performing at the Super Bowl? John Batista will hit the stage and sing the national anthem, while Trombone Shorty and Laura Daigle are slated to perform America the Beautiful. Batista says he'll be thinking of his grandfather, a veteran who recently died. I think about the people in my life who represent what I believe the song is about and should be the highest aspirational level. When I channel that, it makes it feel like it's me, but it's way bigger than me. I'm just a vessel for the energy in the world to continue. If that can happen, I might get choked up. Shout out John Batista's grandfather, who probably did some policing of trash in his times.
Oh, 100%.
Thank you for your service. We support the troops.
Yeah, I don't know. Super Bowl. We'll see. Maybe they'll
do anything for it.
Commercials. Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, not either. You got the old.
Is your buddy doing anything for it?
Well, he's getting ready to go out in a little Mad Max action the following day. So, no, I haven't really. You get into like D-1, D+2, like the exercise will have been started. So, which just means that there could be changes to your plan because of other things going. So, I mean, I'm sure I'll watch it. I don't know that I've ever been less excited for a Super Bowl. That's not because I'm in the high desert. I just mean like, I literally want both teams to die. So I can't imagine me at any point in the game having emotion to like, I want one of the other teams to win. And that's with like, I have friends that like both teams, like not like a ton, but I'm just saying like, usually when I have two teams on that I don't like, I like reach deep down. I'm like, well, this friend of mine will be happy. It's worth it. And I can't do that. So yeah, I don't know. I'll probably be more excited about Kendrick Lamar.
There we go.
And just watching the Super Bowl. Today's February 6th, which means that in about a month and 10 days, 2 months and 9 days, you got to do your taxes. The Marine Corps, we just call that 68 days in a wake up. Don't forget to call BW Tax, bwtaxllc.com. Plus, while you're watching the Super Bowl, if you're not pumped up by your team or sad their team's not there, go over to MrHelmet.com, which is also the link in the show notes. Don't go to the website. Just click the link in the show notes. Go buy a helmet. Every time you buy a helmet, the odds of me coming to you every week with Jeff and Trey is bigger. So go check out MrHelmet.com, but it sounds better when you say MrHelmet.com. So I'm just going to say it, MrHelmet.com. I don't know. We knew it would be a short episode because my buddy's busy. You got any saved rounds, alibis, anything we need to hit?
Nothing for the group.
Nothing for the group. Do you still have your coffee cup? I think we should just like have a little drink for the FDO downrange. Trey Gottlich out there operating his fire team. To Trey. The FDO downrange. Well, at this point in the show, we usually bring it in for a landing, but the 4 is not here. Copso, you want to bring us down?
Oh gosh, here we go. All right. Big shout out to everyone that's been listening, made it this far. It's been episode 058 of the
Okay.
podcast.
Okay. Okay. Man, I've had a lot of those built up. Okay. Okay. Free name. Okay.
Okay. I love it. See, that is the sort of just things we bring here at the OK Podcast. You never know what's going to happen. We're powered by the Strength Co., sponsored by BW Tax and Green Gridiron, helping us keep the lights on. We appreciate them and everything they do. We appreciate the listeners. If you want to interact more with us from the podcast or get some insights from starting strength coaches and other just members of the Strength Co., go ahead and join the Slack. You'll see a link down below. Discount code OK gets you $10 off. I mean, that's amazing. I love it. You can't afford not to be a member of the Slack. If you go to thestrength.co, right, you can pick up some USA-made plates, barbells, and if you're watching on YouTube, also some fine headwear, but also maybe better cookware, a nice cast iron skillet. I've got one, been using it. I love that thing. It's really great. Let's see, what else? Yeah, if you want to subscribe and comment on our YouTube, right? We are the OK Podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, on iTunes. Leave us a review on those platforms, helps us out. And then if you're interested in following us on social media, go to www.theokpodcast.com. Find all the links there. I hope I did Trey proud.
Daggone. No, you're supposed to say, I miss anything, Coach? Trey, we miss you. We know you won't listen to this, but my mom will, and she'll appreciate that we miss you, Trey. Doing the Lord's work, literally be fruitful and multiply, spread your seed and fill the earth. You're doing it. 3 kids. Congrats. I won't spill your news on names or anything like that. But it's 4-1 at the Gottlich household, 4 women to 1. Pray for him. He's in our thoughts and prayers to the dad down range. But seriously, thanks for tuning in to episode 058 of the OK Podcast. Can't believe we've done it 58 weeks in a row. This will be another Saturday surprise. You picked, do you remember our Super Bowl predictions? Hopefully
Trey and I picked the Chiefs.
I picked Eagles. I picked the Eagles because I have a lot of Marines that are Eagles fans. I thought it'd be better for morale. I thought it was last minute, but I can't, like, the nice thing is like, and I know we're about to lie. Sir, I got to save round. Sergeant Major here.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Sergeant Major.
Go ahead,
here.
Sergeant Major.
First of all, Marines, I'm tired of seeing cuff sleeves. Okay. I'm fine. That gear, that top is fire resistant for a reason. And wrist fires are a high probability, particularly if you're cooking on cast iron. So I don't want to see any sleeves. Booty covers, okay? You can wear your booty covers between building 1527 and building 1794. There are no booty covers on main side, okay? And don't let me see a freaking beanie when the sun is up. Also, leading Marines, make sure you're leading Marines. Sergeant's course, okay? If your Marine is not PME complete, I don't want him going to combat. Pull him out. Also, family readiness plans, family care plans, and also Nacho battery. Your G1 report card is atrocious. I got 2 fit rep date gaps. Also, if your Marines go to medical, okay, the MO is tired of Marines stacking up outside of the right side of the building. That's where she parks her Mercedes. And when she comes in at 0930, she doesn't like having to walk past the Marines. So don't have your Marines stack up on the right side of the building. Sorry, I got so caught up in 89, 99 stuff. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sergeant Major. Also, I do want to say from an operational standpoint, because I'm big operational guys in 89, 99. I'm just glad that we will be focused on football this Sunday and not Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and how Taylor Swift is friends with Pat Mahomes' wives. We'll be all about the training. We'll be about the game. We'll be about the game time. And I'm just happy with that. Anyway, sir, that's all. That's all I had.
Oh yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that wisdom and guidance. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, trim those mustaches. This has been episode 058 of the OK Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.